So I say this all the time, but most of you know that I did not start on YouTube with the goal of being a YouTuber or having some private group or doing anything like that. Again, my intention with starting a YouTube channel initially was to simply record my Spanish progress for myself and for my tutors at the time. You guys have seen the growth of my channel, me learning Spanish, me traveling. And as my channel started to grow, what I started to notice was that people were asking me for help. Like, hey, they would send me emails, they'd want to connect, or they'd have a question about Spanish, or they'd have a question about a country that I had visited, or they'd have a question about anything and they wanted to connect. Earlier when my channel was smaller, and when my life is always, my adult life has pretty much been busy, but it was a little less busy earlier. I could respond to every email. You guys see that I respond to every comment. And I was even willing and would always link up or have Zoom conversations or Skype conversations with anyone that reached out to me. I even remember that at one point I had a couple of subscribers that came to Atlanta like on a whim, and they emailed me, and because I was off or because I had the free time, we literally met up in person. So I'm not like, this is a YouTube, I'm a regular guy, like, you know what I mean? I'm a regular guy. I'm not anybody crazy special. So I never wanted my channel to come off that way, especially as it started to grow. Nowadays, I still get those emails rather, I still get those messages, but logistically, it's literally impossible for me to get back to everyone that reaches out to me, and I want to be able to do that. So again, just for context, I know some of you haven't asked rather, but I just want to share what my day looks like or what my week looks like briefly, because it'll also give you insight into how I incorporate Spanish into a busy life. But I normally wake up in the morning from like 6 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. Immediately when I wake up, I have to start getting ready, because if not, I have to leave for work rather, leave my house to be at work at like 7:15, 7:30 at the absolute latest, and I cook every morning. So when I wake up in the morning, that hour or so from 6 to 7 or 6:15 to 7:15 or 6:30 to 7:30, I'm rushing to get out of the house. Not rushing, but I don't have time to waste and sit at a computer and respond to an email or reach back out to someone. I get to work at like 7:45, 7:50, and I work until 3:50. I don't have empty time in my day because of the nature of the teaching that I'm doing. I'm sitting with a student in my class every second of the class periods, and then outside of the class periods, I have paperwork that I have to do, and so I really don't have time at work to do anything like that. I leave work at 3:50. I start tutoring math privately at 4:40. The last school that I work at from my home is about 30 minutes. So I'm leaving at like 3:50, getting to my house at around 4:20, trying to shove something down, trying to eat something really quick before I have to tutor at 4:40. I tutor from 4:40 p.m. back to back until around 7:40 p.m., some nights 8:40 p.m. I cook every night, so when I finish that, I cook. I work out every other day, so some days I'm working out after that. So I'm not even able to look at my phone, my close family members, my close friends, parents of my tutoring students that have reached out to me. I'm not even able to look at my phone until around midnight every night. This is why I can never get back. And again, throughout the day, I do on my phone respond to YouTube comments very quickly, but like real text messages or real emails that require some attention, I can't access those. I can't get to those and help you guys, as I know many of you have asked me to do. So with all of that said, I remember one Saturday I sat down, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna check my YouTube emails today. And I had like 40 emails with somebody saying, hey Mike, like I would love to just have 5 minutes on the phone with you. Hey Mike, I would love to just have 10 minutes on a Zoom call to get clarification on this, or I'd love to connect with you and reach out, and we keep an open line of communication whenever. And I really appreciate that. Again, I'm a humble guy, but like logistically, just with like life and everything, I can't link up with everybody. And so that day when I sat there and I saw all those emails, I'm like, look, I need to do something so that I can still help people, but I can value my time as well, if that makes any sense. And the reason for that is because just how some of you, many of you have not done this, but some of you have emailed me saying, hey, I'd like to link up with you, whatever. I'm constantly getting parents of students that I tutor in math saying, hey, Michael, could so-and-so have tutoring on this day, can we? And so there's just a lot of things pulling me. And so to avoid feeling that moral dilemma of not helping people, of leaving people unhelped, but while still respecting my time, I decided that it would be a good idea to start some kind of membership group, some kind of closed group for those of you that are interested in asking me questions and interacting with me and getting a fast track to, and when I say fast track, I'm not saying literally speed. I'm talking conocimiento, like knowledge, a fast track to the knowledge of certain aspects of Spanish and how that works. And so that is the origin of this group, okay? It's not because I want to aprovechar de la gente que me ve. It's not because I'm trying to take advantage of people that watch me. I'm even reluctant to do this. I feel like it kind of puts a little, I don't think it puts a stain on my channel, but it isn't what this is for, okay? But in an effort to serve people that are asking for these things, I have opened up what I'm gonna call some kind of membership group. I don't know, but basically what it is for a small fee a month, I'm going to have live streams where if you have any questions in your studies about anything that you've learned, again, I'm not perfect, but you guys see that I speak Spanish and I've been speaking Spanish for 5 years. If you have any questions, if you have any concerns, if you want to talk to me, talk to other people that are learning Spanish, link up with other people that are like-minded, anything in that realm. And again, this is a rough chassis right now, a rough plan right now. It will refine itself as we progress, as we see who joins and what we decide to do with the group. But again, for right now, once a month, and you'll get all this stuff, you get all this information once you go to the site. But once a month, we're gonna have live streams where you can ask me anything. The plan is for me to be on for at least an hour and a half. If I'm free, I don't mind staying on for 2 hours, 3 hours, and just answering any questions. Let me make sure that I'm clear. Right now, it's gonna be an hour and a half. But yeah, it'll be monthly meetups like that, possibly bi-weekly, but again, I'll confirm that later. I have a bunch of lessons on there, and just so you know, I will be a la orden, which means basically if you have a question and you'd like me to make a video on it, in terms of Spanish grammar and how the language works and stuff like that. Again, I'm not an all-knowing wizard, but I do hablo español. So I'll basically, if you request the video, I'll record that video and upload it there. The other thing I'd like to mention is that I think that the approach that I take to teaching in general, I found in general, just my experience as a teacher, people have said this, but my approach to teaching the Spanish language is gonna be something that I think will be refreshing for many of you, is a little different than what you may be used to. And so yeah, and another thing I'll include there are a lot of things that you really can't learn in a book, that you kind of have to just learn typically by asking a native Spanish speaker. And even then, sometimes they can't explain it. And over time, you learn how it works. Like, you learn what it is and you learn the nuances of it. But it's even hard for native Spanish speakers to teach it to us as native English speakers. So again, there's like a little course there, and I don't want to call it an official course. It's just lessons. Like I have a couple of samples of that on my channel already, but just lessons. Again, the live streams. And then the big thing, the main point with this that I'd like to highlight is the community aspect of it. Earlier on learning Spanish, I did feel like I was alone. Again, like I was the only one in my neighborhood, the only one in my community, the only one, I know it wasn't true, but the only one in Metro Atlanta that was learning Spanish like that. And so it wasn't until I got out into the community and started going to language exchanges and things like that, that I started to see that I wasn't the only one. But ideally, this will serve as that community piece for many of us. And the end goal, what I really, guys, selfishly, if you want me to be honest, selfishly, what I want this to become is a travel group. I know I contradict myself all the time on this channel, but guys, what would be amazing, because traveling is really, traveling internationally as of late has really forced me to accept and appreciate my gringo-ness. And so there's nothing more that I would love nothing more rather than for us to have this community of people and we get to know each other over a period of time. And again, I'm not trying to make this weird at all, but I'm just saying we get a little comfortable and we plan a group trip, even if it's just 11 of us. Guys, if 10 of you join, I'm content. But we just take a little group trip to Costa Rica. We do our annual Costa Rica trip in May, or our annual whatever country, our annual Cuba trip in July, or our annual whatever, right? That's what ideally I would like. And I think because I don't know if that exists, you know what I mean? Like a group for those of us that are from the United States, or wherever you're from. I'm not trying to say only from the United States, but a lot of you are gonna be from the United States. But either way, a group for a lot of us that are learning Spanish to be able to just get out and form community and get out and travel together, because I can't tell you how many places I would love to go. Again, the whole point of the videos that I made recently, it was about solo travel. Going with a group of other learners, oh my gosh, that is a dream of mine. Like, a dream of mine would be, at my level of Spanish now, to take a group of maybe beginning or intermediate Spanish learners on an international trip. Again, I'm not saying I'm gonna plan everything financially. Don't send me any money in that sense. I'm rambling a lot here, but who cares? I'm just saying, like, as a guide, like, yeah, like, practice your Spanish. Like, get out there, go ask that person for, go ask that guy for his contact information. Like, go, just like, that would be amazing. Like, in another country, guiding people and helping people get those feelings that I got when I first started learning Spanish, that would be amazing. And so, selfishly, that's the other purpose for this, is to build that community in that sense. But yeah, you guys get the point. I'm not trying to sell you guys. Another thing I need to say, I appreciate any of you that do decide to join, but please don't feel obligated to do so. Please don't feel that this channel's quality is gonna go down. I'm not sure how much quality I'm maintaining right now, but you can expect the same or better on the main channel. No pressure at all to join, okay? I'm just saying, for those of you that are interested, I know some of you have communicated that you are, it's up and it's ready now. And I love your feedback, and I love your recommendations, so that I can continue to put more videos up there, and we can continue to talk with each other, form community, and continue to learn Spanish. I hope this video was insightful. Planes, give me 1 second. So again, I hope this video was insightful. We will be back to normal videos after this. Again, I don't like wasting any of you guys' time, but I did need to make a formal video explaining to those of you that are interested in this that it's available when you're ready. So I'll see you guys that join over there. I'm super excited for our first live stream, and I'm super excited, again, selfishly, for a group trip. Chicos, nos vemos por allá, para que sigamos aprendiendo español, para que podamos formar una comunidad muy grande, muy fuerte, muy poderosa, y que sigamos aprendiendo otra vez. Hasta luego, chao.